now.
Okay.
I started it.
All right.
See, at least you know it's gonna happen this time versus like when we're streaming the podcast. But
You have to actually tell me. Unlike just broadcasting randomly. All
well,
right.
this is like Otaku Gamers review. Okay, this is new. This is too new for me. I can't even make a good name up for it. Um, well, yeah, it's exactly what it
It's the
sounds. It's
reviews.
a fucking review, and we're gonna be looking at this wonderful series, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, and we're gonna give our first impressions. So the first three episodes are
Yes.
out. We're we wanted to do weekly kind of videos like this, but so many fucking shows. So we're gonna start with this and see what happens. Um, what the fuck do you think of this show?
So it's an isekai. So I kind of expected what ended up happening. The standard trope of "Oh my God, I'm in another world." But the difference being, this guy came in as his very OP as fuck character from an MMO, and it's a lot like Overlord was my take on it. But the guy is, but more lewd. That's really it. It's Overlord with more lewd.
Yeah, I like everything I had to say that was good about it was literally Overlord, so that's why I couldn't
Yeah.
even like defend it. Like all of the great things about the show, you can find in Overlord.
Yeah.
I haven't even watched Overlord, but I know enough about Overlord to know that that's literally what it is.
I do watch Overlord, and I can confirm that is an accurate statement. But I do actually, I've enjoyed what I've seen so far, and not just because
What kind
of
of show is this,
plot.
Nick?
This is a Nick show.
Would you like to tell the people why it's a Nick show?
Because it's trash, and I like to watch it, and it's a very unique brand of trash with usually lots of over-the-top lewdness that I will try to justify to my friends and family so they don't think I'm some weirdo. Yeah.
It's fine, I guess. I can't blame you for it. It to each his own, I guess. It's whatever you're into. But when I first looked at it, I didn't know it was a Nick show. I just said, you know what? I haven't tried the isekai genre in a long time. I'll give this a shot. Fuck. Like, holy. Like, it is so bad. It just doesn't care, you know? And I'm not saying, like, the quality of the show is bad. Well, it's okay. But what I'm saying is, like, the level of not giving a fuck is so high.
Yeah. They start out with just zero chill, where off the bat, it's him in bed, big titty elf, blonde long hair, and cat girl, and that's a combination that I, in good conscience, cannot.
Oh yeah,
resist.
episode 2. That
Yeah,
was something.
that especially. That one, I just was like, what the fuck is this intro? And it just starts off with groping, and I'm like, oh man, did these people
Yeah.
somehow bait and switch Crunchyroll into thinking they had like a legitimate isekai show? And it's like, oh, just kidding, man, you got hentai.
Yeah.
He uploaded hentai in this bitch.
Dude, like there was scenes that like I can't even like really say exactly what my thoughts were when I watched it, but like one thing I wrote here was like the gamer's intuition. I thought that was cool. Like he continuously um is speaking from someone with the perspective of like you and I, a gamer
Yeah.
who's playing the game. You know, he's looking for HUDs. He's trying to like, he's looking at everyone's level and everything. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool in that regard. But once again, that's a good Overlord thing, right? Like, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Overlord's the same exact way.
Yeah, they so here's the thing that I'm glad you brought that up. One thing I disliked about this show compared to Overlord was they pulled the level comparison really early, and it's like, oh, this guy summoned a level 30 salamander, which they made seem really powerful, And then he's like, "Oh, I'm level 150." I'm like, that's not really as impressive to think of. It's like, yeah, you're a lot higher, but like now I know your level, so there's only so much growth for it. And even one of his companions was like the elf. No, not the elf. I'm sorry, the cat, Rem, which is heresy that there's another Rem.
Rem,
level
flat-chested Rem, another
flat-chested, at first tsundere Rem. Yeah, she was like level 40, and I'm like, that really seemed like the power balance was really weird. It's like, oh, they should have left it a mystery, because in Overlord they leave that shit a mystery. They're like, oh, I can cast. They use like D&D references to, oh, the most powerful magic like anything can cast is like 5th level, and he's like, oh well, I cast 9th level magic, which scales a lot more in D&D, because 9th level's like end game, world destroying, I can nuke the planet is 9th level.
Yeah.
So that being much more ambiguous, I think they handled it much better, and it came across as you never really know that ceiling he hits. And that was one thing that I wasn't a big fan of in this show. It's nice to see he's like overpowered, like the show depicts, and he thinks of everything very tactically, like you said, how we look at it. So I feel it's the most realistic isekai that we've come across in a while, where, oh yeah, no, like if I was there, this is what I would do, which is I'd do lewd things and I'd be overpowered and I'd abuse my metagaming knowledge, but I'd also be like down to earth and like, oh man, I'm groping this hot blonde elf.
Oh my god.
But I'm also gonna be a little embarrassed when she catches me.
Dude.
I mean, yeah, like you see, I'm convinced that their animator went to a brothel and was just like, yo, trust me,
this is for research.
And just went for like 5 hours and just would take notes.
The thing too is like it got real predictable, like in the first episode where he like pens down a Rem and like starts like messing with her ears. We knew what was gonna happen. Like cat girl's getting turned on, and he's all thinking he's punishing her, but in actuality, well,
yeah.
So
ends up being a very sensitive zone for her. And I think the funniest part of that was he grabs her in a very dominative way, and you know he's being like a little dense, but he wasn't super dense about it. And he carries her up, and to everyone they think, oh wow, he's about to do unspeakable things to that cat girl. And even the elf companion, Shara, is like, oh, I should go help her because that's going to be really bad. But I don't want that happening to me, so I'm going to sit here downstairs and keep eating.
Yeah.
And even when like you hear the moaning, she's like, oh yeah, I should go help my friend after this next piece of bread. And she starts eating like a thing of bread.
Yeah.
So I mean,
like,
and then it's a very funny moment.
I think you have to really not take it seriously. There's
Yeah,
no way that
can.
you can go in and like be happy with it. You have to like come in with low expectations. Maybe you'll just like say, "Oh, this is really crazy," but it's not meant to be this quality isekai, which I don't even know if that's really a thing. But
it is. How about to say, do not go into this expecting ReZero. Definitely don't go into this expecting Konosuba.
But yeah, I was gonna say, don't expect it to be that level of comedic delivery, and you know the animation, everything just falls flat versus Konosuba.
Yeah, it's good, but I mean, when you've got Konosuba over you, I mean, that's a tough world to be a comedy isekai right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Because everyone just like, oh yeah, it's good, but Konosuba did it better. That's just the way it is right now.
Well, since we're trying to make these videos a little shorter, I do want to ask you first before we end it off, like, did this pass your 3-episode test? Even though I know you've only watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you'll stick with this show throughout?
Yeah, it's somewhere below Hajime no Gal, where it hooked me in the beginning because it was interesting. But at least with Hajime no Gal, like, I held out hope that because of the ending, there'd be like a real plot development, and you'd be like, oh, he became this really awesome dude, and you find out that she's like a real good girlfriend, and she's a really innocent girl at heart, belying like everything underneath the gal. This is just kind of, I know this is gonna be bad, but I'm still gonna watch it because A, it still looks entertaining enough to me as a Nick show, and B, this season's light as hell.
That's fair. Like, I'm only maybe 2-3 shows deep right now.
Yeah.
And this is like the first week of all my hero weeks that I have yet to watch the episode because I just been in my own place, you know, mentally and work and whatever. So, I might stick with it. I don't know. There's just so much. You got Steins Gate still. You got like all these other shows to watch. It's
pick up Attack on Titan, man.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I think this is my chance.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. That's weird to say since this isn't really the podcast.
I know it's not live,
but
yeah, we're weird.
This is thank you for watching this YouTube video. Let us know if you like this kind of content. Hit us with a comment down below, and if you love us very much, you go on our iTunes account and leave us a review and a like, or a 5-star review, whatever kind of review you want to give. We need those reviews real bad.
Yes.
All right. Have a good one. Later.